still our morning show right here, the one we call Morning Spice on the floor of God's own state. Today being the 7th day in the month of March 2022. Thank you very much for joining us on the platform. Of course, the pinnacle of all discussions, the discussion segment of our morning show right here on the floor of God's own state. Welcome on board. My name is Michael Oni. But this morning we're talking women. Today is the International Women's Day. Tomorrow rather is the International Women's Day celebration. Of course, it is observed every 8th of March. Then tomorrow's event will be under the theme Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. Of course, the International Women's Day, 8th of March, where United Nations women and the world in coming together will be coming together under the theme Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. We're going to look at that and also some other issues as far as women is concerned, especially right here in Nigeria, looking at what happened last week. 4 bills were thrown away by our lawmakers during the constitutional amendment, and it brought women and other activists talking about the issue, saying we've been asked to take the back seat in this country, and this has been happening for a long time. We will not allow it to continue. Of course, the agitation has continued. Looking at that, since the advent of women, as you know, into the workforce, there has been an intense drive to attain gender equality, which is the equal ability of men and women to pursue opportunities rather without judgment or discrimination. Do we have that in Nigeria? Now, let's look at the 5th Sustainable Development Goal set out by the United Nations. It is arguably one of the most important, especially as far as gender equality is concerned. The achievement of gender equality by 2030. This can only be done through elimination of the root causes of discrimination that hinders women's rights in both public and private spheres. So we're looking at that this morning. As far as Nigeria is concerned, do we still have discrimination? Have they eliminated it completely? Looking at the United Nations target of 2030. Joining me this morning in the studio is a medical doctor, Dr. Adanna Adedamola, representing the NMA chairperson right here in Abia State. Doctor, good morning to you, and thank you for joining me on the platform, Michael, on Flow FM. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Interesting. This is not the first time Nigeria will be celebrating this, and we're looking at discrimination of women in Nigeria. What is the situation? What can you say is the general scope of gender equality as far as women representation and also women issues in general is concerned in the country?
Okay, thank you, Michael. I think we still have a very long way to go in Nigeria because women are not really being represented well. If you take a look at politics, like how many women do we have in the assembly? How many women do we have like in the executive arm? And even in the governorship, like we've never really had a female governor. So we still have a long way to go when it comes to women being represented in the professional setting, in political setting, in business. So women are still yet to find their voice. Women are still yet to have a stand. And I think this theme is quite timely. It's really something that women need to push up, and the world needs to begin to give women that opportunity to have representation. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Okay, gender equality today for sustainable tomorrow. Are there discrimination, especially in different sectors in the country as far as women folks are concerned in this country, Nigeria? We talk about in the workplace, we talk about politics, and also some other sectors. Do we still have discrimination as far as the women folks are concerned in the country?
Of course we have discrimination because like it's so it's out of the norm. This team this year is talking about breaking the bias because there's just this how will I put it, there's just this norm that as a woman you shouldn't be able to do so much. If you're trying to find your voice, if you're trying to aspire to become something, they'll be like, oh no, that's just for men. You're working in a terrain that is not expected. So there's a lot of discrimination. Culturally, there are discrimination. There are some things that even right from being a girl child, you're being told this is a boy's vision, this is a boy's dream. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. So it's very obvious in the home setting, in the cultural setting. Women deal with a lot of marginalization. Women deal with a lot of cultural bias, cultural barriers, and traditional oppositions that stop them. And the thing is that they grow up with this mentality that you're a girl, so you shouldn't venture into some areas.
Should we say it has to, it's something that has to do with Nigerians and also African culture? It has to.
Yes.
Should we say so?
Absolutely, because we run a patriarchal system.
Okay.
So you just have to listen to the male voice in the family. But that doesn't mean that the female they don't have their own opinion, doesn't have something to offer, doesn't have something to bring to the table. So it's all about balancing this gender. That's why we're talking about gender inequality.
Aren't the women folks now saying we are rewriting the culture, the tradition that we've known the African culture to be?
Yes.
If you're saying we have issues with gender equality, discrimination, are you not trying to rewrite the norm, what has been the norm and the practice that African is known for? For example, if you say in the West, for the West now, there is a level of respect that you give, and although the respect is there, but here we practicalize it with maybe by prostrating or by not handshaking someone that is older than you. Now, if you take a look at that, bring it back home right here in Nigeria and Africa, some culture, women are meant to take a back seat where the men do the speaking, if I can put it that way. Are you not trying to rewrite what has been the norm for years?
Well,
if you're saying you're breaking the barrier,
yes, sometimes you have to challenge
the Western culture now.
Well, okay. you might not really say adopting the Western culture. Sometimes you need to challenge the norms, because the norms can come with some limitations. If you're saying that it's only the men that have things to offer, there are so many things that have been missed in the past because they didn't listen to the female folks. Yes, because I believe that everybody on earth has something to bring to the table and offer. So yes, we might be breaking the norm or rewriting the culture, but we are doing it with a good intention. We are doing it with the fact that we want everyone to benefit from the system. It's not just about the male folks benefiting from the system. You can imagine what it means when a woman is the executive, the CEO in a company. Okay. She gets to employ more women like her. She gets to inspire other women.
Bias again there. When she gets to employ more women, and you're leaving the men folks out with that.
No, after all, the male folks have been in this for ages.
Okay.
And there are so many women that are suffering economically. They don't have those opportunities because they feel that those opportunities are given to women. More women are unemployed today. More women are economically frustrated today. But if the woman is given an opportunity to have her voice, to find a stand, I feel it even goes back to benefit the family. Because whenever the woman is empowered, the children are also empowered. The family is also progressive.
Interesting. If you just joined us, it is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM. It is the flow of God's own state. And we're having this very crucial conversation ahead of tomorrow's celebration, International Women's Day. As you know, the women constitute approximately 50% of the world's population, and it seems they've taken the back seat in different sectors in the country, from politics to the economy, and they are saying their voices must be heard. In fact, they are asking for 50-50, because that, in my opinion, that's what equality means. And with the hashtag breaking the bias, the theme for tomorrow's event is gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. Now, I have been speaking with Dr. Adanna Adedamola. She's a medical doctor, and she's representing the NMA, that's the Nigeria Medical Association chairperson right here in Abia State. So let's look at the issues of the discrimination that you've talked about. Now, there is this belief that the women folks do not even like themselves. They do not support themselves. Let's look at politics. The number of PVCs in circulation, if we take a look at it and we group it, we have a lot of women with more PVCs than the men. But if a woman should come out for an elective position, you see women queuing for the man, and the man eventually becomes the winner of the election, just like we have in other sectors. That is just an example. Now we have a situation of women not supporting themselves.
Yeah.
How do you intend to break this barrier also?
I think one of the things we need to do is to learn to be our own cheerleaders. Like women have not really come to that point of understanding that we are the ones that can help ourselves better. And promoting women. Like, I run a foundation, the Leap of Faith Foundation, and I'm interested in supporting women entrepreneurs, supporting women, empowering women who are underprivileged. And one of the things we just need to drop off the crab mentality of trying to pull down each other, because it has not even gotten us anywhere in the first place. And the men are moving forward, cheering each other. So more women need to come out and learn to begin to be each other's cheerleader. If you see a woman do something phenomenal, like the current NMA chairman, she's the first of his kind. She's the first female NMA chairman in Abia State. So when you see, and a lot of us women were so inspired by her action, like when you see a woman coming up to break the records, coming up to do something phenomenal, you should celebrate that, because it's so much inspiration. It makes the other young women to aspire to become. Look at Okonjo Iweala, what she has done. Out there, a lot of women can look at her and see her as a role model. So I think women still need to work on themselves and learn to promote each other and be each other's cheerleader. And that's one area I think that is really holding back on us becoming, attaining where we want to attain in terms of gender equality. Because the men see this and they be like, no way, you can't be in charge, because at the end of the day, you guys are still fighting. But I believe that as time goes on, as democracy and as civilization progresses, more women are beginning to be open to this and understand and expose and understand that we need each other to survive. Thank you.
Dr. Adedamola, there is this belief that any woman fighting for equality is a feminist. Okay, I got you there, right?
Yeah.
And you know how the society sees feminism, especially in Nigeria. They say they believe they can be independent and they don't want a man, and how this is actually a defect. Is there a boundary between feminism and fighting for gender equality?
Actually, I just want to say that when we talk about feminism, sometimes there's a whole lot of misrepresentation as regards feminism.
Okay.
Feminism is not about being in charge. It's about equal opportunities. It's about equal representation.
So are you saying feminism and gender equality fight is the same thing?
It's not the same thing, in the sense that you can't say you just want to only represent the female gender. A female gender can be in charge, but you don't need to just say, oh, because you're a feminist, you're antagonizing the male folk. So I just really believe there's a whole lot of misconceptions. When people come out and say, I'm a feminist, it depends, because there are different variations of feminists. There are feminists that come out, they are angry with the males. Then there are feminists that come out, they are not angry with the males, but they are saying, can you just give us a chance? Can you give us a chance for us to speak, for us to be heard, give us a chance for us to have opportunities politically, in the business sector? We can do these things, just give us a chance. So it just depends on where you're coming from as a feminist. Some people might be coming from the angle that they've been hurt by the males, so they want to upturn whatever.
They want to fight back.
They want to fight back. So it just depends on that. But I just believe that feminism is all about giving the female gender opportunity or a chance to speak out.
So you're of the opinion that Nigeria has not really given chance for the female folks as much as they should have given the chance to. But they say opportunities are opportunities now, they are not given. You fight for an opportunity. Why can't the female folks also fight for? Because we've seen Lady Johnson Sirleaf, former president of Liberia, the first woman president in Africa.
Yes, Liberia.
And if we take a look at history, we've never had so much of head of states that are women. We have about 22, if I'm very correct with my as of my last count. Why can't the women also fight? And because we on the same factors that the men are fighting for their rights also in the country, you believe that because the belief now is that the men are of an advantageous, they have more advantage than the female folks. But if you check the population, you guys are even more than the men. So why not have equal opportunity? Since we have equal, why not fight for it and get it just the way the men have fought for their own? And
I would just want to take it from you and ask you, like, what we're doing now, what's it? We're fighting. Like, today's discussion is all about promoting the fact that women, and even if you're talking about fighting, we need to have a fair playing ground. Who makes the policies?
Is the playing ground not fair enough in the country?
Well, I might not say totally, because who makes the rules? Who decides at the end of the day? Who makes the policies? Who passes the judgment? So most times is the male gender that has like the buck stops at their table, and we're trying to say, okay, even if you want us to fight, there has to be a fair playing ground, in the sense that if we are fighting, you're not being biased against this because you feel, okay, she's just a woman, she's just a female. So there needs to be that, let me say, a representation, even in fighting for their rights. Like when you come to the sports field, I know the sports field is really doing a lot in giving women that fair playing ground. Like when they are playing matches, you realize that the policies for the male folk is different from that for the female too. So you just have to make sure that the rules, the policies, everything that is being, the legislations that is being put in place has a fair playing ground for a female to be able to fight, because you can't be talking about a female fighting the male gender. No, both of them have different personalities, and the judgment at the end of the day might not favor the female because she's coming from a different perspective.
All right, I'm going to throw the lines open early today. If you want to be part of this conversation, the lines are very much open. 0808 182 6949, 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. We're live on Facebook. You can drop your comments on our Facebook page. We're streaming live visuals of this program on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Flow 949 FM. Of course, we're talking women. All right. And tomorrow's celebration, ahead of tomorrow's celebration, International Women's Day. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Ikechu, calling from Umaya.
All right, Ikechuku.
I think there are some law that says that women will not be sent to Nigeria or governors. That is number one. What's affecting the women is kind of a presence of conscience. You understand? They are just not being properly emancipated from the old norms and tradition of Africa and republican beliefs. You know what I'm telling you? Women like Hillary Clinton, you know, even former German chancellors. These are women who got your congenial. You know what I'm saying? Until they put themselves, what position you in the right direction in this kind of situation is education. The majority of our women are uneducated to that level. So if women really want to champion the concept of leadership, it's not a journey of one day. That is why United Nations map out the MDG from MDG, SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, that is their child act. But today, look at the state of our education. Even the attempt goes on, most of our youth will be losing a few out in the higher institution education because of incompetent governance. You know what I'm saying? If you really that women are really want to be where they are asking today, it's not about asking you, but it's for you to properly position yourself and say that and a woman does not make him a second-class citizen.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Proper positioning for the women folks. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Good morning to your guest. Is it Patricia Mbolo?
No, not Patricia. I have Dr. Adedamola right here joining me this morning.
Okay, good morning, Doc.
Good morning, sir.
Who's the man that is the name I'm calling from Mumbai? Mr. Michael, women has a lot to do, to compete with men. Now, most times, religions do stop them. And some people, some tradition are still making them not to be active when it comes to politics. There are many areas that women are supposed to be competing, but the law, our constitution, I believe that our constitution gave them equal, even if it's not equal right with the men, they have their fundamental rights, just like a man have his own. So I believe that women, most times they should come out
They have it. They have the more number. They have the medical strength to compete with the men, in as much as they want to do it. But the other time, it was the president of the country that told us that the women belong to the other house. So these are mentality. These are ideologies. Not about some men think about women, and some villages or some religions, they tell you that a woman doesn't occupy or own a property from the father, which is not supposed to be so. So if peradventure maybe they've come out as they are going to celebrate their day tomorrow by the grace of God, they should come out, all of them. They have the fundamental rights that are backing them to compete. Or they have the strength, the medical strength. They have everything it takes to make sure, even to determine who governs the country today. Because if you have to check our population today, you find out that women are more higher than men. So if all of them can come out and say that maybe we are going to vote for so particular person or so particular party, before you know it, you see them making rules. And if there's a person, and finally, I will encourage them to come out and compete with men.
Thank you.
We have so many lawyers now that are women that are even pulling weight more than men. So they should come out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usemano. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Michael.
Good morning.
Good morning, my doc.
Good morning, sir.
Doctor Mrs. Ademola.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, the person calling is Henry Enyoko. I'm calling from Umu Gelentega in Isialanga North. What you are saying is not a strange one. For over time, we have been very much passing through this women's struggle for equality. But the issue is this. In very many aspects of life, they have excelled. But what is true is that it's not in every field that you just allow them opportunities like that. For instance, in politics, you have to struggle for it. It's not a gift of shawarma or pepper soup like we give to women. It is power. You understand? It's not something we give to women like we give them pepper soup or shawarma. It's talk. Now, you come to some other aspects of things of life. If you go to these people who put on masks, they fix up this MTM, this and that mask and everything, there are technical areas where women cannot do, like climbing that top mask. Why don't they extend their ability to all those areas? So, as much as we admire you and your idea, and of course you have been carrying, I admire the way you carry your organization and your movement. I must be very happy with you that you are up and doing. But certainly there are areas that cannot be reserved for women. I mean, no-go areas. There are areas that are no areas for women. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Areas that are no-go for women. Interesting. I'm sure you want to respond to that, Dr. Adana.
Okay. Just like he said, that there are areas that are no-go areas for women, restricted for women, and I also say that there are areas that are restricted, no-go areas for men.
Really?
Yes, okay. A man cannot carry a baby for 9 months. It's not proven in any way scientifically. So, saying that there are areas that are no-go areas, it's until proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise, yes, like doing some very technical and mechanical jobs. The woman does not have the physique to handle that. But I believe that there are some women that their confidence is through the roof. You might say no to them, but they decide or they determine, do we really don't want to do this? So I just believe you don't just tell a woman from the onset, this is a no-go area. Allow her to say, okay, is this what I want to do? I know that if you're looking at a woman flying a plane, a woman doing women now are beginning to learn that even from a young age, you can build that confidence to do some things that men have said that is a no-go area. It's all about building the confidence in them.
All right, we need to take a break now. When we return, we're going to get more reactions on the phone lines. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. Keep your comments coming. Ezekiel Elvis Ihweze, we can see your comment. We'll take that right after this timeout. It is the flow of God's own. So indeed, it is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM. It is the flow of God's own state. We're talking women, even as the celebration is tomorrow, International Women's Day, with the theme Gender Equality Today for Sustainable Tomorrow. Breaking the bias, that's the hashtag. And of course, International Women's Day was first officially recognized by the United Nations in as far back as 1977. And one of the first calls for women's rights dates back to as early as 1848, when in an anti-slavery convention, Americans Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and Lucretia Mott gathered hundreds of people in what is said to be the first women's rights convention in the US. And the first time Women's Day was celebrated in the United States was on the 28th of February in 1909. It is now an international event, and of course we're looking at gender equality in Nigeria. I have been speaking with Dr. Adanna Adedamola. Of course, she's a medical doctor. She's representing the chairperson of the NMA in Abia State this morning, and we've spoken on several issues. Why the women are discriminated in the country, especially Nigeria, and also how we can give equal chances, and also of course some of the benefits of giving equal chances to the both genders, of course male and female folks, as recognized in Nigeria. We have more genders recognized outside the country anyways. And of course, as you know, significant progress has been made. Especially, it was believed back in the day at some point that only the male folks have the right to go to school back before now, but then that has been broken. I mean, that has been broken to some extent. I mean, that lacuna has been broken to some extent, but we still have issues in some parts of the country anyways. But let's move on. Let's move on to some other issues concerning the women folks in the country, even as we're entertaining your questions and your opinion concerning gender equality in Nigeria. What do you have for tomorrow? I mean, the plan for tomorrow's celebration, especially right here in Abia State. Are there plans?
Absolutely. I believe the First Lady, the Governor of the state, Dr. Mrs. Nkechi Ikpeazu, she has something up. And I wouldn't say extensively what it is, but usually she runs a foundation that brings women together. Okay. And they have a conference for women and talk about a whole lot of things. And she also partners with the United Nations. Sometimes they have trips where they go out and they discuss things that would benefit women. I wouldn't say in detail all about that, but I know that so many different NGOs have plans. Like even personally, my own foundation, we are working towards how we can reach out to women in my field. That's the female medical doctors in my field. Okay. And I'm a representative of the Young Medical Women's Association. That's the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria. Okay. And the Young Doctors Representative. So we have a plan. And I believe there's so many different NGOs that are founded by women. They have things that they will want to do with their fellow women to be able to break this bias and to be able to promote themselves and work on their having a voice in their different respective fields.
All right. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, DJ.
Yes. She's saying good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Chiboy, calling from Omwahi.
All right, Chiboy.
Please, before I proceed, I want to ask our guest there, is there any act, law, or whatever that gives men opportunity or privilege ahead of the female folks?
I believe it's a rhetorical question. Where are you driving at?
No, I think is that I don't think there is anything of such. Now, one thing I believe in giving women certain opportunities, not all the opportunities. My reason is not far-fetched. Female, they are the weaker vessel. There are certain things that women don't fit in. Now, yes, let's take an example from our military, from the military now. We have female military officers. But when it comes to deploying soldiers to the war front, all these military and paramilitaries, you don't see women there. Even if you see them, it's not even they don't used to be up to 1% of them. There are, and as it stands now, there are certain things. Now when it comes to a kind of those military and paramilitary, there are certain places that men are being transferred to that women are not transferred to. There are limits to the job specification of women. There are limits to the job specification they are deployed to. So when they are talking about giving them equal opportunity to that of men, all these things now follow. Which means there's no this barrier that recognize them as weaker vessels that you don't pose them to certain duties. If they are demanding for equal opportunities, which means wherever you can send a man, you can as well send a woman.
Okay.
I think when they are asking for this 50-50, they should tread with caution.
Okay.
In recognizing that the fact that they are the weaker vessel.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. That's another opinion there. Are there limits to equality?
I wouldn't want to tread with what I don't agree with him.
Okay.
Are there limits to equal opportunity? There are no limits, because when you begin to entertain the concept that there are limits, you've already started marginalizing the women folk. Just like some people just come up and put out, oh, we can't have a female president. That's a mindset and that's a limitation. What makes you think you can't have a female president because you feel she's a weaker vessel? For crying out loud.
A weaker vessel.
I don't even want to believe that. Yes, the Bible says she's a weaker vessel.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you too as a man. The man is weak in his own aspect. She being weaker doesn't mean that you too, So their perception when it comes to, everybody has their flaws. Male gender, they have their weaknesses. The females also have their weaknesses. So let's balance things and bring things to the table equally. If you're saying that, oh, this is restricted for males only, first of all, I think they should give the woman the opportunity to say, do we go there? I believe that most women wouldn't want to go there because they don't thrive in conflict. Like in the military, men are willing to fight and hunt, but most women would want to negotiate. Yes, like even this Ukraine war that is ongoing.
Yes.
Some people are saying, okay, yeah, why are the women not agitating for like? But women, how many women will want to start a bloodshed war in particular? Most women will want to negotiate and all that. So I just believe that it's all about removing the limits. Let the women decide for themselves. Do we want to go into this? Do we want to fight? Do we want to do this? Let the women decide for themselves. Don't decide for the women. Religion has been deciding. Tradition has been doing that. Culture, different kinds of biases have been doing that. But today women are saying, give us a chance, give us a chance. We might not be asking for 50-50, but yes, give us a chance, please.
Okay, Chinaza Jonah says, good morning, and the guest, women are so much discriminated, especially in Nigeria. If we have somebody like Okonjo Ngozi-Iweala who is conquering the globe, then we should give women that chance. Here in Nigeria, if women can come together and say no to discrimination, things will change for good. That's coming from Chinaza Jonah. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I am calling from here, Umuahia South.
You're welcome.
My name is Noble Enyoko.
Welcome, Mr. Noble.
On the issue on the table for this part, religion, the Roman system of religion and education created that lopsidedness of not encouraging women in politics and in other spheres of life. In Roman education, women were discriminated against. However, the English system, the Methodists and the Presbyterian managed to co-educate women, unlike the Romans. Then in our culture, women are relegated from the foundation at birth. They are made to suffer all sorts of discrimination. There are so many no-go areas for women. They can't climb. In our culture, they don't climb. They don't take risks. And socially, women are highly relegated. In politics, the same. However, the moves they are making now is encouraging, but they may not ask for 50-50 because they may not get it. But they will get a fair share. Pure eating. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Nobu Enyoko. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. The first female voice. I think I should ring my bell for you. Thank you for joining. You're welcome.
Okay, so
what's your
talking
name,
about
please?
this female. My name is Genevieve.
All right, welcome.
All right. Okay. So talking about the female gender and equality and stuff. Like, I'm not actually a feminist, but at the same time, I don't know what we are actually fighting for, because there's no law that says that women should not fight for what they want. In as much as we are saying that, okay, we want this, we want that, we want to have a fair share in politics, we want to do this, we want to do that, no one is saying we shouldn't do it. So I believe if a woman wants something, she will get what she wants. The woman will definitely get what she wants. So we should be specific about what we want. We should be specific about what we are fighting for. If you want, because there's no law that says a woman cannot compete in politics. We have them. And another thing wrong with women is the fact that we don't support us. Women don't support women. You see, men, ladies or girls like me, we support guys when they're doing so. But when it comes to women, we feel jealous of ourselves. Like, we women, we have problems. Okay, so I feel we should be specific about what we are fighting for. If you want a rule stating that women should get this, women should get that, be specific. You don't just go about fighting for, we want 50-50, we want this, we want that. What do you actually want? Because there's no law going against you not to do what you want to do. I don't know if I get what I'm saying.
All right.
So, yeah. So we should be specific, like state what you want. Because this fight against women is not going to stop today. It will stop next year. It won't stop when I grow up and when I get married. Like, it's not going to stop. Even when we have kids, they keep fighting. So what exactly are you fighting for? State your facts. Tell us what you want. Because there's no law saying you can't do what you want to do. No. So yeah, it's good to fight. But let's be specific about what we want. There's nobody against. Let's just be specific.
All right, thank you.
So that's just my
Thank
thing.
you for sharing your thoughts with us. That's the first female voice. That's the first female caller in 2 years on this program. Just so you know that we don't have a lot of men. We don't have a lot of women participating in political discussion and news and current affairs discussion right here in Abia State. That's a fact, anyways. Kanu Zomba says women should struggle for political positions using their numerical strength. They must avoid sentiments or emotions. Kanu Zomba from Isekweto. And on our Facebook page, Ezekiel Elvis says, greetings. Let's be honest with ourselves. It is so obvious that the female folks have been totally marginalized, subjugized, and left behind way too far in this country, almost in every sector of the past and present administrations. But most time, women are the real problem of themselves. They don't always support each other, especially in political matters. If they want to see change, they should start working and supporting one another for their voices to be heard. Hashtag Flow at 5. Thank you for using the hashtag. We do appreciate you for joining us this morning, Dr. Adana Adedamola. Thank you very much for joining this morning on the platform. We do appreciate your contribution and hope to have a fantastic women's celebration tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And I know this agitation will not stop today.
Yes, just the same way we have racism, we have so many kind of activists are talking about. It's not the only thing on the platform, but we keep making progress.
All right, we should understand that women form an integral part of the society and are very key to building sustainable societies so that can reach their full potential. So we should also, the women folks matter. Thank you for joining us this morning on the platform. Many thanks to my producer, Samson Eze and Ezine Okoro, and also the guys behind the visuals on our Facebook page, Stanley and Chinedu. Do enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Michael.
Thank you, sir.
Oni.